Just ignore it. Hello, Northwest Georgia, and welcome to your weather on North Georgia Television. We had a beautiful Saturday, and we'll call it a beautiful rainy Sunday. I hope you were able to enjoy both. Temperatures dropped into the low 30s overnight, and north-north winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour this morning made it feel much colder. Expect mostly cloudy morning with some sunshine coming in this afternoon. Highs only in the low 40s and clear skies tonight, lows in the 20s. In Calhoun, you're at 33 this morning. Midday, expect 38 and 43 for your high. Chatsworth saw an early morning low of 32. Look for 38 at midday and then up to 42. .32 in Chickamauga to start off your day. Midday, look for 38 as well and 41 this afternoon. In Cohutta, 31 this morning. Expect 37 at noon and 41 will be your high today. Dalton, you were right at freezing early, up to 38 by noon, and then 42 for your high temp this afternoon. There's Fairmount, starting out at 33 this morning, 40 expected midday, and 43 for your high. Fort Oglethorpe, AM low of 32, looking at 38 at lunchtime, and topping out the day at 41. 32 for Lafayette. Expect a noontime temp of 39 and 43 for your high today. And Ringgold began the day at 33, looking at 38 midday, and then 42 before temps begin to drop. Now for our 7-day forecast. Mainly sunny tomorrow, winds at north-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and highs in the mid-40s. Clear Tuesday night and lows down near 20. Wednesday is expected to be sunny again with highs in the mid-40s. Overnight lows down in the mid-20s with clear skies and light and variable winds. Then partly cloudy Thursday, highs in the low to mid-50s. Overnight lows near 40 with occasional rain coming back in. Friday, occasional rain again, highs in the low 50s with continued showers Friday night and lows only in the mid to upper 40s. Saturday, cloudy with more occasional rain, highs in the mid-60s, overnight lows in the mid-50s with more rain and thunder. Sunday, some rain with possible thunder, highs up in the 60s again, and overnight lows in the mid-40s. Then next Monday, cloudy with possible showers, highs around 60, and lows near 45. That is your weather forecast. Remember, whatever the weather, we at North Georgia Television hope you have a blessed and beautiful day. And here are the area obituaries. Mr. Darrell Leonard Cochran, age 83. Darrell Cochran of Dalton departed this life Thursday, February 28th. Services to celebrate the life of Mr. Darrell Leonard Cochran were held Sunday, March 3rd at 2 p.m. at Ponders Melrose Chapel, with Reverend Wayne Cofield officiating. He was laid to rest at the West Hill Cemetery. Mr. James Brogdon Jr., age 71. James Brogdon of Dalton passed away Wednesday, February 27th. James was a truck driver for over 20 years before he retired. Arrangements have been entrusted independently owned and operated Dalton Funeral Home. Glenna Lois Carter Wynn, age 85. Glenna Wynn of Ringgold passed away Wednesday, February 27th at her residence. Funeral services were held 2 p.m. Sunday, March 3rd, with Dr. Ken Paul officiating. Interment followed at Lakewood Memory Gardens South. Arrangements by Wilson Funeral Home, Wall Stewart Chapel in Ringgold. Indy Inez Hughes Wooten, age 85. Indy Wooten of Rossville passed away on Friday, March 1st. Funeral services will be held at 1 p.m. Monday, March 4th, in the Lakewood Memorial Gardens South. Arrangements are by W.L. Wilson & Son Funeral Homes of Fort Oglethorpe. Walter T. Terry Mahan, age 66. Terry Mahan of Rise and Fawn passed away Friday, March 1st. Funeral services will be held at 1 p.m. Tuesday, March 5th, in the Wilson Funeral Home, J. Avery Bryan Chapel in Chickamauga, with Reverend Alvin Cummings officiating. Interment will follow at Mount Pleasant Cemetery in Lookout Mountain. The family will receive friends Monday from 4 to 8 p.m. and Tuesday from 9 a.m. Ray Red Allen Scruggs, age 58. Red Scruggs of Ringgold passed away on Thursday, February 28th. Funeral services will be 1 p.m. Tuesday in the Chapel of Heritage Funeral Home, Battlefield Parkway, with Reverend Brian Haney officiating. Interment will be in Chattanooga National Cemetery. The family will receive friends Monday, 2 to 4 and 6 to 8 p.m. at the funeral home. Yvonne Eileen Elkins Broderick, age 92. Yvonne Broderick of Chickamauga went home to be with the Lord on Thursday, February 28th. A celebration of life will be held 3:30 p.m. Monday in the Chapel of Heritage Funeral Home, Battlefield Parkway, with Brother Bobby Marcy officiating. In honor of her deep love for dogs, in lieu of flowers, donations may be made to McCamey Animal Shelter of Chattanooga. Carmen Espitia Patino Magana, age 59. Carmen Magana of Dalton passed away Friday, March 1st. A massive Christian burial will be held at 11 a.m. Thursday, March 7th, at St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Arrangements have been entrusted to independently owned and operated Dalton Funeral Home. Mr. Andrew Tyler Lee Head, age 23. Andrew Head of Dalton died on Wednesday, February 27th. A funeral service to celebrate the life of Andrew Head will be held Tuesday, March 5th at 11 a.m. at the Chapel of Dalton Funeral Home, with Reverend Mark N. Spa officiating. Burial will be in the Camp Llewellyn Cemetery. The family will receive friends at the funeral home Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. Miss Sandra Ann Buchanan, age 56. Sandra Buchanan of Dalton departed this life Friday, March 1st at her home. Service to celebrate the life of Miss Sandra Ann Buchanan will be held Wednesday, March 6th at 11 a.m. from Ponders Melrose Chapel. The family will receive friends at the funeral home Wednesday from 10 until 11 a.m. An interment will follow in the West Hill Cemetery.
Georgia. Thank you for tuning in to Local News. I'm Connie Hall Scott.
And I'm Rose Cardona.
We are filling in today for Adam and Aaron Scott, who will be back later this week. On behalf of WDNM, we'd like to wish our station owner, Troy Hall, a very happy birthday today.
In the news today, the House Transportation Committee's 2019 transit proposal will have some tax tips and a leadership development opportunity for entrepreneurs, and the Silver Air Patrol presents Amelia Earhart Award.
Also, a look at the new green gas machine, some Northwest Georgia law enforcement officers that were recently honored, and details on the Women's Enrichment Center's Earn While You Learn program. State Representative Kevin Tanner, Republican from Dawsonville and chairman of the House Transportation Committee, announced on Friday the 2019 House Transit proposal, which is a compilation of legislative priorities and recommendations from the House Commission on Transit Governance and Funding. Chairman Tanner said that many areas of Georgia, particularly in rural counties with high poverty rates, do not have adequate public transportation services that would allow residents access to workforce opportunities, education, or health care. So the 2019 House Transit proposal seeks to consolidate and rebuild the complex structure that manages Georgia's transit systems while promoting economic investment. The outcomes of these initiatives will allow the state to remain economically competitive and prosperous for Georgians, regardless of where they live. The legislation is part of the House's continuing commitment to improve transit across Georgia. A robust transportation network is key to economic opportunity in every corner of our state, urban, suburban, and rural.
The 2019 House Transit proposal includes legislative measures that would streamline the state government agencies that oversee Georgia's transit, address opportunities for local and regional input, encourage innovation and private sector investments, and include new state funding to keep Georgia competitive. The legislative efforts in the proposal also aim to increase government efficiency and leverage greater economies of scale to help free resources for expanded transit investment. Additionally, the proposal recommended the elimination of the Georgia Regional Transport Authority and to replace it with the Georgia Department of Mobility and Innovation, or GMOBIL. GMOBIL would serve as the lead agency for planning, funding, and policy of mobility and transit, and it would consolidate the responsibilities that currently spread across 6 state-level agencies and authorities. The proposed legislative innovatives would also unify regional operating structures using mobility zones to deliver consistent services to regions across the state. The proposal's funding priorities include transit SPLOST at the county level of the state sales tax replacements to the 50-cent fee per trip using taxis, limousines, and ride-hailing companies, and a 25-cent fee for the pooled rides. Lastly, the proposed introduced innovative programs to incentivize local communities and the private sector and to partner on creative new mobility solutions.
The Global Entrepreneurship Monitor estimates that more than 27 million working-age Americans have started or run their own business. In recognition of gig economy workers, Jackson Hewitt Tax Service is celebrating National Entrepreneurship Week by starting to share tax tips for the self-employed and explaining how self-employed taxes have been impacted by tax reform. According to Mark Stieber, Chief Tax Officer of Jackson Hewitt, if you're a freelancer, sole proprietor, or small business owner, you should know that some of the biggest changes from tax reform will impact you this year, including a new deduction, which is called Qualified Business Income Deduction. Self-employed workers and small business owners may be eligible for the new 20% deduction for pass-through businesses on their qualified business income, saving them money on their taxes. The qualified business income deduction is available to taxpayers whose taxable income is below $157,500 for individuals, or $315,000 for joint returns. Qualified business income is income from a trade or business in the United States such as rideshare driving, consulting fees, internet or flea market sales, and reselling income, to name a few. Employee wages and business-generated capital gains, interest, and dividend income are excluded.
The tax pros also remind self-employed taxpayers of 7 common tax deductions that they may be qualifying for this tax filing season. Maintenance and repairs for vehicle upkeep and expenses included oil registration fees, insurance, parking fees, and tolls, and depreciation if the taxpayer owns a car or truck, or leasing costs. These may include the fees paid to a cab company for using its cars, or rental fees for a truck driver's trailer. Make sure to keep a log of all your expenses, the miles you drive for business, and the total mileage of the year. You must have all the miles and all the expenses to determine the business portion of the expenses. Travel expenses include transportation, lodging, and incidental expenses such as laundry, phones, maid service, and others. Costs and maintenance of special work clothing to be deductible. The clothing must be required for work and not suitable for everyday use. For example, safety shoes for the building contractor While on the construction site, state and local government licensing and regulatory fees, as well as liability insurance premiums, union and trade association dues, as well as subscriptions to trade publications, the expenses associated with the home office, as well as equipment and supplies, continuing education for self and employees.
Also, the U.S. Small Business Administration Georgia District Office announced the launch of the 2019 Emerging Leaders Initiative for executives of small businesses poised for growth in emerging markets. Recruitment for the 2019 training cycle is currently ongoing. Interested small business owners can learn more regarding eligibility, how to apply, class schedules, and other information at www.sba.gov/emerging leaders, and that's it, or by contacting the SBA District Office. The deadline to apply is Tuesday, March 12, 2019. Alan Gutierrez, Associate Administrator of the SBA's Office of Entrepreneurial Development, said that he is proud of the success the emerging leaders and the impact the training has made as helping to take small businesses to the next level. Since its inception in 2008, Emerging Leaders has trained more than 5,000 small business owners, creating over 6,500 jobs, generating over $300 million in new financing, and securing over $3 billion in government contracts. The SBA's Emerging Leaders provide free entrepreneurship education and training for executives of small businesses that are potential job creators. This intensive executive entrepreneurship series includes over 100 hours of classroom time. Participants are provided with the opportunity to work with a network of experienced coaches and mentors, attend specialized workshops, and develop connections with their peers, city leaders, and the financial community in order to build sustainable businesses that promote economic development within their communities. And please sit tight, we'll be right back.
With VidLink, OptiLink's exciting new entertainment platform, you'll have the freedom to stream VidLink content on multiple devices, even when away from home. Plus, with VidLink, you can access the widest array of content on the market. You'll get great features like Restart, Replay, cloud-based DVR storage, all HD programming, and so much more. Contact us today to see how you can get linked to the next big thing in video entertainment.
While the word cancer can strike fear at the deepest level of our souls, in the case of skin cancer, the prognosis is very good. Basal cell and squamous cell carcinomas are the most common and are not normally included in cancer statistics.
Our office specializes in the diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer.
If you're concerned about a mole or freckle that may be changing, give us a call. Most treatments can be performed in our office in about 15 minutes with very little discomfort.
I am Ron McKinney, pastor of Kinsey Drive Baptist Church in Dalton, Georgia. KDBC has been the birthplace of several Christian organizations. It was the birthplace of Christian Heritage School 30 years ago, and through the Academy of Fine Arts, L'Abri Symphonic Orchestra was founded by KDBC members Gene and Betty Lindauer. The ministry of KDBC reaches around the world with the missions of To Every Tribe Ministry, and I was a founding member of North Georgia Fellowship of Christian Athletes in 1992. Majesty is the longest running television program on North Georgia television. For 28 years, we have faithfully proclaimed the doctrines of grace. Kinsey Drive Baptist Church welcomes you to visit at 2626 Kinsey Drive on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Our website is kinseydrivebaptistchurch.com. To God be all the glory.
Hi guys, I'm Frank Pinson. I want you to tune in on these following show times to watch 101 with Frank Pinson. The show is based on people doing great things in and for your community, our community. Now those are doctors, lawyers, students, teachers, anyone doing great things. So guys, you know the motto, don't just be great, always inspire, motivate, and teach others to do the same. Now that is what we do, and I hope you tune in to WDNN TV. Just click on the website, or you can follow it right here, www.thefrankpinson.com, and watch any episodes you like. See you soon.
First Bank of Calhoun and First Bank of Dalton are proud to serve our communities, providing the products you need plus the personal service you expect from your hometown bank. We offer the latest technology, like customized instant-issue debit cards, InstaPay, and more. And with our experienced First Elite bankers, switching to First Bank has never been easier.
Stop by and see what sets us apart.
First Bank of Calhoun and First Bank of Dalton. Your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Judy Elliott, inviting you to join me on Lifestyles for Women show on WDNN TV. This year brings exciting new topics that women like to discuss or just know more about. Subjects like ways to look and feel your very best, travel, family, health, and sometimes just fun girl talk. It's always exciting, and we invite your suggestions. Just message me on Facebook at Lifestyles for Women, or for more information or to watch us online, visit WDNNTV.com, Lifestyles for Women.
Hi everyone, I'm Judy Elliott.
I'm Jane Marie Wilson.
And join us for our second season on Southern
Sassy. This season, we are going to do a day in the life of a fireman. We learn how to belly dance and ride horses.
And wear our wedding dresses.
They still fit, by the way.
Only in the front.
So join us for that and much more this season.
Catch us on OptiLink Channel 6
and WDNN Channel 10. Like us on Facebook, because you never know what you're going to find
on Southern Sassy.
Welcome back, North Georgia. I'm Connie Hall Scott,
and I'm Rose Cardona, and we're going to be talking about Cadet Captain Hannah Miller was awarded the prestigious Amelia Earnhardt Award for the Civil Air Patrol and its Georgia wing for her outstanding efforts as a cadet in the group's Dalton Squadron. Named for its pioneering aviatrix, the award marks completion of the Phase 3 of the CAP cadet program, recognize sustained excellence in all 4 areas of cadet life, leadership, aerospace, fitness, and character. Earnhardt Award cadets must have passed comprehensive examinations on leadership and aerospace topics. Since the inception in 1964, fewer than 5% of CAP cadets have achieved this award. Miller, a junior in high school, has been a CAP cadet for a short 2.5 years and is interested in attending one of the U.S. Service Academies and is actively pursuing various summer camp opportunities. Sponsored by those schools, she has already been accepted to one sponsored by the U.S. Naval Academy. Camps are typically 1 week long and allow students to experience what life would be like in the Service Academy, including academic classes. Miller and 6 other cadets from her squadron were also currently attending WESS, or Wing Emergency Services School, held in Alabama one weekend a month, and are scheduled to graduate in April. Miller serves as the flight commander for her squadron and is only officer in that role. She is thrilled to have the opportunity to mentor and motivate other cadets. She also serves as a member to the Cadet Advisory Council for CAP Georgia Wing, the state branch of the national organization. Her squadron commander, Captain Eric Rochelle, called her a wonderful example of the best and brightest of CAP cadets.
That's pretty impressive, huh?
Oh, so impressive.
Hannah, North Georgia Television salutes you and your outstanding example of excellence. Advocates of America's Green New Deal or other radical efforts to decarbonize the world economy in the face of a looming climate crisis may well have one of their greatest champions in Roger Gordon, a Canadian whose life's work could amount to a fuel revolution. In 2014, Gordon, who spent his career producing active pharmaceutical ingredients for sale around the world, secured a patent for his longtime side project, a refrigerator-sized machine that turns water and air into a reusable, renewable, ammonia-based NH3. The project began in the early 2000s and took almost 9 years before it produced a usable prototype. The patent application was submitted the following year at a time when Gordon says he didn't even have transportation fuel on his radar. Today, he drives a converted Ford F-350 with a button on the dashboard that allows him to switch between traditional gasoline and one of the small tanks of colorless, strong-smelling NH3 gas sitting in back of the pickup truck. Researchers at the University of Iowa and the University of Michigan were already driving on ammonia, and they jumped at the idea of creating NH3 with no heritage of oil or coal or anything that's carbon.
According to Gordon, anyone can retrofit a traditional combustion engine into one that runs on NH3 for about $1,000, or at least 100 others in the world have made this investment. But Gordon says the infrastructure required to change the global transportation industry is too overwhelming to even consider. Instead, Gordon sees opportunities in places that are spending significant resources on getting access to fuel, such as remote communities and industrial operations in Africa or northern Canada. NH3 typically costs about 23 cents a liter. That's about 85 cents per gallon, and that has no byproducts other than harmless nitrogen and water. After nearly 2 decades working on creating a clean, decentralized energy storage and fuel source, Gordon himself seems split on where he believes things go from here. Though he's spoken with potential investors and interested parties all over the world, none have put money in. Several universities have expressed enthusiasm over its potential, but Gordon says it may take millions of dollars in testing to start to win over the political class, and investment he isn't interested in making himself. He's also made plenty of pleas on mainstream media with little reporting to show for it.
Wow. Okay, well, Area Law Enforcement Appreciation continued Thursday, February 28th, as the Rossville Exchange Club honored 5 area officers during a luncheon at the Rossville Civic Center.
Exchange Club President Sandra Tankersley, Program Coordinator Don Martin, and Walker County Sheriff Steve Wilson orchestrated the events, to which all area law enforcement personnel were invited. Area agencies with officers in attendance included Catoosa County, Walker County, Dade County, Rossville, Port Oglethorpe, Chickamauga, Lafayette, the GBI, the FBI, Georgia State Patrol, the Regional Drug Task Force, and the Probation Office. Before guest speaker Hamilton County Chief Deputy Austin Garrett addressed the luncheon attendees and presented the Exchange Club's Jimmy Sampley Officer of the Year Awards. Sheriff Wilson presented 2 special awards. The Distinguished Law Enforcement Lifetime Achievement Award was presented to Commander Patrick Doyle of the Lookout Mountain Drug Task Force and was received by his widow, Daisy Doyle. The second special recognition, the Police Medal of Valor, was presented to Major Tommy Bradford of the Dade County Sheriff's Department, who was run over and lost part of his leg while trying to stop with a spike strip a fleeing thief from Alabama barreling into Trenton just as school was dismissed.
He then turned his attention to the 3 leaders and recipients of the 2019 Officer of the Year Awards, reading the letters of nomination for each, describing their service of heroic actions for which they were nominated, and then presenting each officer with his award. The first Officer of the Year was Corporal Aaron Cantrell of the Catoosa County Sheriff's Department, who on October 23, 2018, was dispatched to a motor vehicle accident with entrapment. The passenger of the vehicle was partially entrapped in the vehicle, and the vehicle was on fire. As Corporal Cantrell pulled up, EMS was on the scene but had not yet acted. Corporal Cantrell selfishly approached the vehicle with flames inside the passenger compartment and pulled the passenger to safety. The second Officer of the Year was Deputy Sheriff Eric Head of the Walker County Sheriff's Department. On July 18, 2018, he was dispatched to Fox Mint Lane. The caller advised the 911 dispatcher that a 14-year-old boy had wrecked a dirt bike and was reported to have a severe laceration to the chest. Deputy Head immediately recognized that the boy had a traumatic pneumothoracic injury, which allowed air to enter the chest cavity, causing the lung to collapse. Based on his training, Deputy Head knew that without quick treatment, the wound could prove fatal, and immediately improvised a chest seal by using a plastic evidence bag secured with tape to seal off the wound. And they did such a good job. We're very proud of them. We'll come back and see you tomorrow.